Once upon a time in a bustling city, there lived a woman who was drowning in debt. No matter how hard she worked, it seemed like she was always just one step away from financial ruin. She had tried everything to make money, had taken up multiple jobs, sold her possessions, and even borrowed from friends and family, but nothing seemed to help. She was trapped in a cycle of debt that seemed impossible to escape. One day, while browsing through social media, she came across an advertisement for a self-help seminar by a famous life coach. Whenever they hung out, her friend would just complain about how difficult life was and how nothing ever went right for her. It was draining to be around someone so negative all the time. So, she decided to find a new friend. She couldn't believe she had ever considered him one of her best friends. It was time to cut him out of her life for good. She couldn't stand the fact that her roommate was so irresponsible. It was clear that they needed to find new living arrangements. He was a bad influence on her, and she needed to distance herself from him. The seminar promised to teach her how to become financially free in just 7 days. As a last resort, she decided to attend the seminar. So she made a list of her 5 closest friends and started looking for replacements. She knew that getting rid of them was the right thing to do if she wanted to improve her life. She reached out to some old acquaintances and started attending social events where she met new people. Her old friend looked the same, still struggling and complaining about everything. But the woman was now confident and happy with her life. She never forgot the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people and the impact it can have on your life. Sometimes all it takes is one small change, like changing your friends, to set off a chain reaction that transforms your entire life. She realized that the life coach's advice had been right. Changing her friends had changed everything for her. She started taking small steps towards achieving her goals, like reading self-improvement books and listening to podcasts. She had replaced her toxic old friends with amazing new ones who supported her dreams and goals. Believe that you can achieve anything you set your mind to and do. You won't let anyone tell you otherwise. By adopting this mindset, you will be able to break free from the chains that are holding you back and achieve your dreams. But instead, she chose to take the long and hard road to financial freedom. She focused on improving her mindset, learning new skills, and building a solid financial foundation. She had improved her financial situation and was no longer drowning in debt. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with messages telling us that we can achieve success in a snap. We are lured by promises of easy money and overnight success. However, the reality is that true success requires hard work, dedication, and discipline. You might be facing tough times right now, feeling like you're stuck in a rut or struggling to achieve your goals. She believed that she was destined to live a life of poverty and struggle. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to put in the hard work. Don't be tempted by promises of easy money or overnight success. Instead, focus on developing a strong work ethic and honing your skills. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. However, when she attended the self-help seminar and learned to identify the negative thoughts and beliefs that were holding her back, she began to turn her life around. But by staying true to yourself and never giving up on your dreams, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. But remember, your thoughts and beliefs have the power to shape your reality. We publish similar content that may inspire and motivate you to become the best version of yourself. Until next time, keep believing in the power of your thoughts and the strength of your character. Take care and goodbye. Instead, she took responsibility for her actions and started to work on improving her mindset and habits. This is a powerful lesson for us all. No matter how difficult our circumstances may seem, we have the power to change our lives by changing our thoughts and beliefs. By changing the way you think and believe about yourself and your abilities, you can unlock your true potential and achieve anything you set your mind to. Most importantly, she had a newfound sense of confidence and self-belief that she had never felt before. She also began working on her finances and created a budget to track her income and expenses. She joined a gym and began taking fitness classes to meet like-minded individuals. She also volunteered at a local charity organization. At the seminar, the life coach told the participants that they were the average of the 5 people they spent the most time with. He said that if they wanted to improve their lives, they needed to find better friends. Her new friends were all high achievers who had accomplished a lot in their lives. They were positive, supportive, and always willing to lend a helping hand. They didn't tolerate negativity or drama, and they were all committed to making the world a better place. The life coach asked them to write down the names of the 5 people they spent the most time with, and analyze how those relationships were affecting their lives. Then they should find 5 new friends who were more successful and positive. The woman thought this advice was ridiculous. How could just changing a friend solve all her financial problems? But she was desperate and willing to try anything. She realized that one of her best friends was a chronic complainer who always seemed to have a negative outlook on life. She also realized that another one of her best friends was a gossip who spent all her time talking about other people and their problems. This friend was never interested in doing anything productive or working towards any kind of success. She just wanted to have fun all the time. Again, it was exhausting to be around someone who wasn't interested in self-improvement. The woman then looked at the 3rd person on her list. It was her ex-boyfriend who had cheated on her and treated her poorly. The 4th person on her list was her lazy roommate who never helped with the housework. and was always late with the rent payments. Finally, the fifth and last person on her list was her cousin, who always seemed to be involved in some kind of drama or trouble. The woman felt relieved to have identified these toxic people in her life. So the woman started looking for new friends. As she started spending time with these new friends, she noticed a significant change in her mindset. The woman was inspired by their stories and accomplishments, and she began to see that anything was possible if she set her mind to it. Months went by, and the woman noticed that her life had completely transformed. One day, the woman ran into her old friend, the chronic complainer, at the grocery store. The woman continued to grow and improve her life. She became a mentor to other women who were struggling with similar problems, helping them to find their own paths to success. And so the story of the woman who was drowning in debt but turned her life around by changing her friends serves as an inspiration to us all. Now let's take a moment to appreciate the power of our thoughts and beliefs. In the story of the woman who was drowning in debt, the protagonist was initially trapped in a cycle of negativity and self-doubt. One of the first things she did was to let go of the belief that changing her friends could solve all her financial problems. We must learn to let go of limiting beliefs and embrace a growth mindset. Another important lesson we can learn from this story is the power of discipline over quick fixes. The protagonist in the story could have easily given in to the temptation of attending the self-help seminar and buying the Get Rich Quick course. This is a lesson we must all learn. If you want to achieve lasting success, there are no shortcuts. As you continue to grow and evolve in life, you will encounter many challenges and obstacles that test your beliefs and values. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the story and the lessons shared, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel.